from Pontes Books here with the chapter 32 fun fact for the Prince and the Pauper. Today's fun fact is one that is, I guess, good to know in modern day as well, and is another one of the topics that you can go a lot deeper on, and I'm only scratching the surface, but it's still kind of fun just to dig into a little bit. So today's fun fact is focusing on shining diamonds. So diamonds, specifically ones that shine well, okay? So it has to do with all sorts of really math. There's light, kind of physics, the angle at which the light is going, the refraction, the reflection, the dispersion, all that fun stuff. So in chapter 32, we see the coronation happening. And because there's a coronation going on, there are lots of, royals and nobles there. And nobles love to, all those people like to show off the wealth that they have. So they do that by what they wear. So a lot of times that includes diamonds, and lots of diamonds. So here's the reference from chapter 32. We have seen that this massed array of peeresses is sewn thick with diamonds, and we also see that it is a marvelous spectacle. But now we are about to be astonished in earnest. About 9, the clouds suddenly break away, and a shaft of sunshine cleaves the mellow atmosphere and drifts slowly along the ranks of ladies, and every rank it touches flames into a dazzling splendor of many-colored fires. And we tingle to our fingertips with the electric thrill that is shot through us by the surprise and the beauty of the spectacle. So this was Mark Twain, trying to really capture what it maybe would have looked like when the sun all of a sudden hit all these peeresses, these, noble women covered in diamonds, and how it just creates this rainbow sparkle effect that is amazing to behold. So I wanted to look into, why do diamonds shine? What causes a diamond to shine? So basically, light goes through the diamond and reflects off of it and goes through it. So there's a lot of, light going through, bouncing off of the diamond. So the first kind of type is reflected light. And that's referred to as brilliance, the brilliance of a diamond. So better cuts lead to more brilliance, and we'll get to what those better cuts are in a little bit, because more light reflects back at the viewer. So you see more light coming back at your eye, and that looks like more sparkle to our eye. Then there's also refracted light. So that's referred to as fire, and that is related to refraction and dispersion, are kind of a part of this process. And the light disperses in a spectrum. So occasionally, if the light's hitting it right, you could maybe even see like a rainbow-ish color coming off of them. But the best cut diamonds have a good balance of fire and brilliance. Like, it's not all about the light that's coming off of you, because if every surface of the diamond was reflecting light back at you, it wouldn't be interesting to look at. That, if you just did like a flat surface that was just reflecting it back. But it's about the balance of the two. And then I did see that these dancing sparkles when a diamond moves. So I kind of thought about this maybe being what happens in The Prince and the Pauper when the light kind of hits them, unless they were holding perfectly still. But when a diamond moves, it's called scintillation, which is just fun. So a little bit more. What makes a diamond well cut? So a good diamond, first of all, has to do with, the cut, the way that it's cut in particular. So the angles, the shape, and the facets. So there is something that was referred to, or is referred to, as a brilliant cut, and that has 57 facets. Sorry, not facts, facets. So that means like little sides. And for a long time, that was considered like the most sparkling diamond. But at least according to one website I saw, there was something then that came after it that was called the Royal 201. And I hope that's not a typo. I think it was 204 facets. It might have been 201 or I might have messed one of those numbers up. I don't remember exactly because that would be weird if the numbers were slightly different. But over 200 facets were on this diamond in order to get this crazy amount of brilliance. So the way that they cut those things and create these different facets is definitely one thing that makes a diamond like a well-cut diamond. And another thing is symmetry. So it's not just about the angles and the number of cuts, but it's also about making it look symmetrical, because that's more pleasing to our eye. And then lastly, but not quite as important of a factor, but still important, but one that is usually, I don't know, not as hard, I guess you could say, to make it a good diamond, is the clarity. So the lack of imperfections in the actual rock, to have it be kind of crystal clear without any sort of, I don't know, things that get in the way. So just to give some visuals here, these are some different examples of cuts, and kind of as a result, the appearance or the quality of them. So it's kind of hard to see in pictures. Like, I feel like diamonds are one of those things that you have to see in real life, because the light reflecting in real time is hard to capture in a photograph. So there's the ideal cut, shallow cut, deep cut, very shallow cut, and very deep cut. And you can kind of see underneath them what the light looks like as it's bouncing through the diamond. So there is, again, it looks better if it reflects back to your eye. So if you can see in the excellent light reflection, you see the way that the angles work out, the light reflects back. And then you can see in some of the other ones that, light might be bouncing back, or it might be going a totally different direction. And as a result, doesn't look as pretty, quite honestly. So there's that ideal cut, is, kind of a happy medium between the deep and the shallow cut, so that it bounces just perfectly. But it looks like a shallow cut is better than doing a deep cut, according to this as well, if you can't quite get the ideal cut. So that's a little something about shining diamonds. Hopefully you learned something. Have a good rest of your day.